Excellent. That seems to be working fine, which is surprising. But let's just wait for stream to pop up, and it should be good. Oh, come on. Okay, hello everyone, I'm Iron Phoenix and welcome to Surviving Mars. Now this is a game that is quite unlike every other surviving type of game that you find out there, in that it's a city builder. It's a god game. And we're going to start a new game. I've already played this. I played this when it was released. It was released a little bit later than they wanted to, because they'd forgotten that for some reason America puts its clocks forward or back. It changes its clocks anyway 2 weeks before everyone else, because they want to be first at doing something for once. I don't know. But anyway, it is out now, and you can go and play it, buy it and play it. Right, so when it starts you off, so just hit new game. When it starts you off, you get an option of how to set up your game. Now I'm going to not do the mission sponsor of International Mars Mission. This makes the difficulty very easy, and you know, I've played City Skylines. I flooded my city earlier today. So I'm going to go with Europe. Europe, I think, has an awful lot of good bonuses to it, because it's about research. You get an awful lot of research per sol. Not so much rare metals price, but it's not really that much different compared to somewhere like the USA, or you know, basically International Mars Mission is basically the very, very easy version. So each country, or each faction, I guess, has a different thing to it. And Europe does seem to be about technology, and that's sort of my playstyle in pretty much every game. I want to boost technology, so I'm going to go with that. Commander profile, I'm going to stick actually with rocket scientist. You get an extra rocket, and you get a bonus tech of CO2 jet propulsion, so it unlocks the shuttle hub and long range transportation. I think the extra rocket is going to be the most useful thing, but you can have all kinds of things here, like the oligarch, which does fuel production, the inventor, which does about drone stuff. But yeah, I'm going to stick with rocket scientist. Colony logo, I quite like the Mr. Handy, I have to say. They're all quite good, actually. I'm going to go with Voyager, I think, with this one. Mystery is random. I haven't looked at any of these. I'm just going to stick them as random, and sort of, so yeah, set an active storyline for this playthrough, essentially. So, moving on. We now have, what are we going to put in our first rocket? So, when you go to Mars, the idea is, in this game anyway, that the drones are going to set up Mars before you send the people. So that's what we're setting up now. We're not sending people over to Mars, we're sending supplies, and we're sending the drones. The drones can build essentially a small city for the people to then move into. And it turns out that actually what they give you is a very good start. So you get a drone hub, moist evaporator, and fuel refinery to start. I actually tweaked this. I actually took out the water thingy-majig on the basis that, you know, I would land there, I'd set up a water extractor, everything would be wonderful, and then I landed and there was no water on the planet, which means that I couldn't refuel my rockets. So I'm going to stick with everything as is, I think, because it's a fairly good way of starting up. So do the next on that. Now, select a landing spot. You can just click anywhere you like as your first spot, but that does mean that your threats are going to be reasonably high of stuff. These locations' threats seem to be a little bit lower, and I want to have as much water as possible. See, that one's got loads of water, but it also could end up with meteors or dust devils, as well as cold waves and dust storms. But I'm going to stick with it, I think. Or I could go, no, because that one's got slightly less metals, slightly less concrete, but lots of water. I think we'll go with that. And start. And now we have a little bit of loading time. Okay, so a few things that I should note about this game. First of all, it's not that big, size-wise, hard drive space-wise. It was 4 gig download, and I think there was a 200 meg patch on top. Actually, that's quite good. Second thing, it seems to be very well optimized, at least in the early stages. I don't know quite how it's going to end up in the later stages, but it doesn't really push my computer particularly hard, which I think is rather nice. Okay, this time we have started with water after all of that. We're going to land here, and I'm going to just do an orbital probe. Just going to drop my orbital probes around to see if I can get anything good. Okay, so we've got a research spot there, we've got rare metals, concrete area, and water. So we're going to land here. And I want my rocket to be reasonably close to where that water is, and reasonably close to that, this sort of border that you see around it is the drone range. So when the rocket lands, and we're going to zoom in to watch the rocket land, because it is kind of awesome. When the rocket lands, it will distribute drones. And those drones will only be able to work in a set radius around the rocket until we get other supplies out. So we've got our big drone thingy there. That's our surveyor, basically. And then we've got all our little drones, which are going to be building everything at the moment. Anyway, and I think that's it. There's some more supplies in the rocket, which we'll get out now. So the way we'll do that is by dropping a universal depot, just so that I can get everything out. I'm also going to put a concrete depot about there, and a metals depot about there. Excellent. I'm also going to send this out to do its thing. So that's going to go and analyse that anomaly. Next up, we need to get some tech. What I would quite like, if we've got it, transport. Oh, we don't have the transport yet. That would be. We're doing that one. Autonomous sensors that don't require power or maintenance. Yeah, that's wonderful. So that is actually randomized. Oh, I do need to select my sectors as well. That's that. Yeah, so anything that's sort of automated, that's really good thing to do. I'm gonna send a couple of my drones out to deal with that, just so that we can start building things. So what do we need? Well, we need, now the wind turbines are quite good, but you do need to have concrete to get them in. However, you can, if you hold shift here, you can do sort of multiples. Can do large solar panels. They'll create 5 energy, but they won't be able to create power at night. So there's that, and then we need our concrete extractor about there, and then we just need to make sure that everything is wired up. So excellent. So they are now, all my drones are now going to basically sort of get on with doing things. So some of them are going to be doing some mining. By default, they're going to be doing a little bit of sort of general purpose stuff. We're also going to need to refuel our rocket, of course, using water. And we did bring down that, but I'm going to hold off because I can use that. That doesn't require people to work in, I don't believe. No, it does not. So I can just put a water thing over this deposit here. Let's put it there. I think I can. Actually, no. Let's put it up. I'll put it just up here. About there I want it. So that's going to cater for this entire deposit. You can't put multiples, I don't believe, on this. No, because it's already being... Oh, maybe? Well, we'll find out in a bit. And that will also require 5 power. So I'm going to build a large solar panel. I'll probably build a couple of large solar panels actually. Because I've also got to make sure that the fuel, where's the fuel thingy-majig? That's the Moxie. Drone hub, shuttle hub. Where is the fuel thing? Fuel refinery, there we go. At the moment it's just building a whole load of really useful things. So that's going to be doing all of that. And I think that's it. Apart from obviously getting my drone hub down, which I'm going to do now. I may as well. That will actually be perfect because it will do everything around here. Now our drones can only do so much. They're going to be able to deal with deposits on the surface. They're going to be able to build things, but ultimately we will require. Oh, we've got our tech. So we've got our the autonomous sensors. So I can now just build sensors, and that should speed up stuff. Drones and rovers move 25% faster. Yeah, I'll take that. And what was the other one? RC transport. I don't have an RC transport yet, so that's probably not useful. And decommission protocol, because when the time comes that we need to clear things away, I'm gonna kind of need that. So they're all now just building things in bits and pieces. So yeah, ultimately we will need people, but as it stands, we don't have those people yet. That's going to be coming. Now we've just hit night, so all these things that we're building won't be functional because all we've got is solar. That said, we'll get some a little wind farm up in a moment, and can't research anything else yet. That said, oh god, what was it? The sensor tower needs metal and electronics. Oh, I can do that. Let's put that. Doesn't need any power, so I can just sort of put it out in the middle of nowhere. Well, too far from working drone, but I can put it down here somewhere. Let's put it there. So this is sort of our landing site, essentially, our little drone. I guess what they're doing is they're just getting basic infrastructure sorted out at the moment, and that's fine. Actually, that was a really quick build because, yeah. So that's going to extend the advanced warning for disasters, and it's also going to boost the scanning speed for especially for nearby sectors. And so it's doing that one at the moment. 182% boost from sensor towers. That's actually going really quick. Excellent. That's brilliant. There's a dust devil there going across there. Yeah, we're doing better than I was before. But then again, that was sort of my first playthrough where I thought, oh, I won't need a water thingy, and actually, yeah, no water. Right, this now needs to be connected up to that, because we're creating water but we can't link it up. So just a short section, and sector D4 has been scanned, but there's no resources on it. And essentially what we're going to have to do, I think, is have it almost like a landing site for our cargo stuff. But we need to start refueling these ships. I think these ships are empty, apart from drones, which are fine, because those should now be commanded by the drone hub, theoretically. Actually, can I reassign these drones? Yes, I can actually reassign these drones. So, you can build drones as well later on, but I'm just gonna make sure they're all reassigned so that they're off. Apparently that's got one more drone that's attached to him. Don't know where he might be. He's sort of wandered off somewhere. Okay, well, never mind. These sectors are going really fast. Thanks to that sensor tower boost. Okay, let's get those up. I mean, yeah, I'm playing it with fast speed on. But, the one that I really want is there's one that you can get for rockets, and well, there's two actually. There's two very good ones for rockets. There's the one that allows you to carry more stuff to the planet, and there's one that allows you to carry to refuel faster. So yeah, I kind of want those, but that is fuel, I believe. So the drones are now refueling this ship. Actually, yeah, they're doing that ship quite nicely. So that's working there, and we've actually got some stuff that we can do now. So I'm going to build a power accumulator here. So that needs 5 to run, that needs 5 to run. So if we also build a wind turbine there, and also build, okay, I just need to, so that needs 3, that needs 5, we've got 2 there, so that also needs an accumulator up here. Accumulators are just big batteries. So during the day these are going to charge up. Any residue power is going to be put into the accumulator, and then during the night when power requirements are higher, because there isn't going to be the power from the sun, there will then be the ability to take power out of the accumulators in order to keep things running, which is kind of what we want. We do still have 2 other rockets in reserve, I should note at this point, so if there's anything that I need from Mars, I won't be able to get it immediately, but I do still have the access to get to it. That said, I'm feeling like we're in a pretty good place right now to start looking at our first... I mean, we don't have a metals deposit. We've got concrete, a small concrete deposit there, but we do have underground rare metals which we can mine for useful stuff, theoretically. Right, so what do we need to be able to do that? Well, first things first, we do require a drone. A drone? A drome. No, what? No. No, a basic dome, sorry, and I'm going to want to put it, hold on, because that ore is actually very, very important. Rare metals, yeah, so that's too far from a dome, So I'm going to need to make sure that this dome is reasonably close. Unexplored sector. Is that really an unexplored sector? Right, I might have to wait for that. Oh yeah, that is going to be placed right in an unexplored sector, so I'll wait for that to be done, basically. That'll be the next one to do. That. Excellent. Right, so as for these, well, that's charging. That's charging. And that's refueling. That's going to take quite a while to refuel, unfortunately, but I might want to actually, let's get another rocket in. Cargo rocket, obviously. And I want, what do I want? I want a drone hub. I also want an RC rover, an RC transport. Those are going to be quite useful. I'm also going to bring in some couple of orbital let's say 3 orbital probes. And some drones. Don't think that there's anything else that I really need to. I mean, that will cost 30 million. I think that's reasonably fair, because everything else I should be able to get from the planet. Yeah, let's go with that. So that's now going to fly here. No resources again. That one we might have some resources in, but I'm not certain. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. Anyway.
Research complete.
We got the low G drive now. So, what was the low G drive anyway? Oh, drones and rovers move 25% faster. That would be useful. Even if I'm not really getting anything particularly useful at the moment. From up here, that looked like a building. Yeah, so we've got water, we've got concrete, and we've got that. But I mean, I think it's the transport. Basically, acts like a small drone hub, so I can get to metals that are sort of scattered around. Also, this thing probably needs to charge, recharge, select power cable. Ooh, 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 ooh. We've got anomalies. Got loads of anomalies, and we've got. Yeah, okay, that's going to be a very good place to site my first dome. Just waiting for him to charge up because I want him to be fully charged for this. Yeah, excellent. Right, send him over to analyse that. Yeah, I don't have any nice big large deposits of concrete, unfortunately, but you're alright. I like the visuals of this actually. It's certainly very stylized, but everything's nice and consistent, which is all I care about really. Oh god, yeah, waste rock. I forgot all about that. We need a dumping site for that. So all my drones are now going to go and sort that out, and then, well, I've got to wait for that anomaly to be done before I drop the area, the thingy-majig. drop the dome. So the dome will go about there, and then I'll hook up oxygen and water supplies and all that sort of stuff. Right now I am right now I'm sort of waiting for things to happen, as it were. Should have some research coming off in a minute. No, in a while. Let's see what else we've got here actually. Drone swarm might be useful. As would the water reclamation system. But that requires crew, I believe. Hydroscopic evaporators would be very useful, so I'm going to put that on there. As would that would be potentially useful, but I'm going to stick with this for now. Ah, Mars crowdfunding. You get 1,000 million funding. Nice. I know there is a tech that you can get as one of the factions where you basically do a research, and it's basically a research grant, and it's a way of getting money. Seems to be a bit of a waste of a research thing, but there might be points at which... ooh, I got new tech. Ah, that must be the new tech. Extractor upgrade. Yeah. Not hugely useful, but anyway. So Doom. So I wanted to put my dome about there.
Sector scan.
Oh, and I've also got my drone that's ready. My drone stuff is ready to come down. Is that metals? No, that's all rare earth. Okay, well, it's got to come down. Let's drop it there. So there is some metals down here, so having a bit more of a radius for drones to work in would be rather useful. Plus, of course, we have the RC rover, which basically has a load of drones inside of it, and it basically just acts as a service area, so you can demolish stuff. And then the RC transport can establish permanent supply routes or gather resources from surface deposits. So it's a very good way of just moving things around. Now, it doesn't really matter too much on my front because I've got enough of a coverage here to allow for my drones to look after this spot here. So they are now all sort of swarming down and preparing this area for... Ooh. Not totally sure which breakthrough protocol it was talking... Oh, here we go. Yeah. I mean, it's quite a lot of concrete that's needed for these, but it's well worth starting to get this stuff up and running. Then I think just a second. Mate of mine's just started playing Prey. bought it ages ago and only just started playing it. As things go with Steam, you buy things and then forget about them. Right. Right. So, where was I? Yeah. So, gonna get this dome up and running. So we're also going to need a few other bits and pieces, but I want to get the dome built first before I start adding them. Basically, obviously, it's going to need power, it's going to need oxygen, it's going to need water. And then it will need food, but food will come as a result of people moving into it. The dome has to be built first to create a pressurized environment for things to then sort of go into it, as it were. I'm kind of torn if I want to build another concrete extractor.
Sector scan.
It's got another. Ooh, we got decommission protocol. Excellent. So that's now going to be doing the hydroscopic evaporators, which will increase my water supply, I hope. But only on the, not the water extractors, it's the other one. But, yeah, so that's making lots of water. That demands water. Hourly production. Okay, what I'm going to do down here is I'm going to build a water tank. I think. A water tower, that's the one. Because this wants to make 4 water, I think. Yeah, this wants to make 4 water, but this fuel refinery only needs 1. So it was only making 1 water, which I think is a bit of a waste. So we can start storing our water in there for now. Might daily production of 20. I mean, that's daily production of 20, and I'm going at fast speed because other things need to be done. I will, however, get some metals deposit up there so that these drones can go and do something useful. Oh, I've got a concrete thingy here. What am I doing? Right. Let's have a concrete depot there. And let's also have a... I'm just kind of getting used to the interface and the... and all of that.
Sector scanned. Select a sector to scan.
So I want to go into here. Excellent. That's almost ready to actually be built. I think another day of this stuff. We should have enough concrete then. God, this is filling up. And that's actually almost ready to go, which is good. Machine parts. I think the tech for this knocks it down to 40 fuel as opposed to 60, which I think would be rather useful. But unfortunately at the moment I'm sort of waiting for everything. No, I don't want a new rocket, I just want to find out how close we are to that. Oh, that's being built now. Ooh. It's all domey, like a big dome. Excellent. Right. Now, it wants 15 power. Well, we can do that. We can totally do that. But first, I think we get a Moxie up. This is going to produce oxygen. We can also get a moisture evaporator up, which this will obviously produce water. So we'll do that there. Ooh, Vega is ready to launch. So I'm going to send it back home. And now this one can be refueled. Meanwhile, while that's doing while those are doing that, we can do that.
Resources are low.
So it's got water, it's got oxygen, and now it just needs the power,
Research complete.
which we can do by just having a. What I was actually going to do was build a few of these and power cable it in like so. You can run power through stuff. And the last thing that I need to do, because I did accidentally just put that on there, is just extractor, rare metals extractor. Right, so that is going to basically be my doom. Except it also needs a few things inside it, and we'll sort that out now. So we're going to need living quarters. We're also going to need, what's it, the grocery. I saw Many a True Nerd put that one in, the grocer. Seems to be a good idea to put in one of them. You know, good warm food for hungry workers. And the farm would be the other one that we should probably add in. So we can actually have theoretically a spire, which I would assume goes in the middle there, but we don't have the farm unlocked yet, do we? No we don't. Security station, we would have to ship food in as it stands, which is not ideal. We'll have to do a bit of research, but I mean, at the moment, there's all kinds of things going on.
Sector scanned.
Oh, right, okay, I see what's happened. Because of the lack of power, the drone hub is shut down, meaning that all of this stuff isn't being maintained, because I don't have the power to maintain it. However, what I can do is move this guy over there, and he is going to, well, now it's And now the sun's actually come up, so now I need to move him back over there so that I can get the drones up. Speaking of, we need to also get the drone hub up and running, which we got a prefab down. Where was it? Drone hub, there we go. That should do the trick. I mean, this is how I would see, you know, the actual Mars missions going, I have to say. Send the drones in first, use them to build the infrastructure, so that when the rockets land, the colonists aren't then having to deal with this. I mean, the other way to do it would be to use almost like a colony ship to ensure that when the colonists land, their first hab modules are in the ship that they've just landed with. You know, and you could go a little bit further than that and potentially have these being you know, large vessels that land and then are actually taken apart and reconstructed into the Mars base. God, there's loads of water down there. Loads of it. Oh, excellent. We've also got 2 anomalies there, and we got some sector scans. Metals, excellent. Okay, we've got I've got a rough plan being formed here now that we've found the metals. So we can theoretically put people down here. We don't have this place quite built yet, but that's fine because we've got all the components down here.
There's more to the barren environs of the red planet than meets the eye. A veritable treasure trove of undiscovered knowledge and wonder.
Okay, so we've now got a couple of additional techs. That would be rather useful, so I'm going with that as the next one, as well as fuel compression as the third, I think. Fuel compression allows you to carry more stuff. I think I'm going to need a rocket to get machine parts up here because we don't have enough machine parts at this point. Right, rocket time. And it's going to be another cargo rocket. We need some supplies. We need machine parts. Can I get 20? Yeah, I can get 20. I'm going to get an RC rover. There's another drone hub type of thing. And I'm going to also get a prefab for a machine parts factory. I'm also going to get another RC transport. As I said, I've got some plans forming. I'm going to go with that. We've got to get this. We've got to get this dome up and running. That's sort of my first priority. If I can get this dome up and running with farms, with, you know, all the technology that I need to get a manned mission up here, then they can use this dome to mine rare metals, which can then be put into a rocket which we can land reasonably close by, probably down here somewhere, and we can just load it up with fuel, with everything that we need, and then we can sell it. We can then basically use the profit to start hauling in useful stuff. I think that's the way that I'm going to go. Now, this isn't actually needed anymore down here. But where's my explorer? Right, my explorer needs to analyse that. So there will eventually be a second dome down here. You can't link these domes together apparently, but you can. Well, yeah, you can put them down here. So I can have another dome down here to deal with that eventually. But my next dome will be a little bit of a strange choice, but I'm going to be putting it down here. And I'm then going to use the transports to haul useful stuff around.
Breakthrough discovered.
Construction nanites, excellent. I need to go and sort of supply this, recharge this thing. Actually, no, come down here because I've probably got the power to recharge you. And let's just move you down here, because this one can deal with drones. Ooh, that's ready to come down now, so I'm going to drop it here. I'm actually going to set up a landing site, as it were, here. Right, that will now get all the machine parts that are required in order to, hopefully, I don't know quite why they're going over there when they're actually needed elsewhere, but at least I assume that's what we're waiting for. Yeah, we're waiting for the machine parts to come down. There we go. I think they're taking something. Okay. Can I get machine parts depot? I mean, I can always go up here, pick up machine parts, unload here. Sorry, unload here. Come on, please start setting up these turbines. Thank you. And apparently they are now not actually connected up. Can we go and get some metal, please? 'Cause apparently I don't actually... Oh, wait, I don't actually have any metal I can go and get. Apart from over here. Where's my drones? This is why I like the RC rovers. Metals... Oh. So that's getting some power. Apparently not getting enough, even though it's getting...
Cable fault reported.
Oh, it needs a total demand of 21 apparently. No. And that's doing a power bleed.
Research complete. Milestone achieved. Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Okay. Need to go out there now. That's going to go and deal with that. So that just needs oxygen and water now. Which we'll get if these guys can fix this up, and then that dome will be ready to go. Theoretically, I mean, it's getting a little bit dirty, I think, because I don't know, actually, we need to get the window cleaners out. We've got some research. Outdate. That would be... I need a farm building. Let's have some construction nanites. What could possibly go wrong with construction nanites? Nothing, that's the question. Oh yeah, this is going to get dirty because it's near to the concrete extractor, which is going to contaminate the nearby buildings with dust. Everything is sort of getting a little bit contaminated by the dust. Everything. So yeah, that's just gonna be a thing that will happen. Oh, we've probably not got drones that can actually deal with that at the moment. These, however, can. All the drones.
We have a power shortage.
There we go. So we've got water, drone. Yeah, the dome is now, should theoretically be online, except it's not. It's not getting enough power. Stick another wind turbine on. That's a low priority. Rocket. I need that one to be to go first. Okay, now okay, so that's now getting everything that it needs, except we don't have any kind of way of producing food for it. Which is going to be a problem. We can't really, oh, hello, decorations. No, that's not what I'm looking for at all. Life supports. Hydroponic farm. I mean, it's smaller, but it might do the trick. Yeah, farm is... Oh, right, so yeah, we do need to research soil adaptation to get the farm unlocked.
Sector scanned.
Just get some more sectors up and running. That one is ready to go. That can now be fueled up. And I was going to go into my research to see if I've got... Oh, I've got soil adaptation. Okay. It's a case of now just fast forwarding it. Everything. Can I change? Yeah, sort of. I have to do that, but yeah, I think we'll get that one up and running. Actually, I should be all right to... No, not yet. We'll get the we'll get a small complement of people in, maybe about 8 or so people, and yeah, we'll go from there. Worst comes to worst, I could always do a food supply as well. Yeah, because I want to start getting a mining shift going with the rare metals extractor, and yeah, we'll do that, I think. Now this does have shifts in it, so yeah, 3 for a single work shift. That should be the same for that. Consumes water depending on crop type. Yeah, we can deal with that. Yeah, it'll be alright. I have to say this is a little bit more focused than something like City Skylines, where you've just got those 3 bars and you're trying to balance it all. You know, if you need water, you get water from somewhere. It's a little bit more focused in that regard. But ultimately, you're trying to survive Mars, and that's the main thing. And I want to wait for all this stuff to be built. Oh, don't say I'm out of polymers. Clues. I'm out of polymers. Right, we're getting a cargo drop sorted out, and this one isn't going to have much in it. It's going to have food in it, 20 food. It's also going to have some polymers in it. I'm going to put in an orbital probe because why not? I think that's about it. Maybe we'll just do 5 each of the machine parts and electronics. and 10 metal. Yeah, we'll go with that because we don't have a huge amount of money left, so... Apparently I've got a malfunctioning cable somewhere as well. Oh, it's here. Oh, yeah. Do I have any metals? That's the question. Yes, I do. I've got loads of metals. Load resource there.
Research complete.
Excellent. So we've got the magnetic filtering, which was something to do with water, wasn't it? Oh, oxygen. Increases oxygen by 50%. So the Moxie is now making 2 oxygen an hour. And our demand is for 1. So do we have oxygen tanks? We do indeed. Just thinking, because if we've got spare oxygen wandering around, well, let's use it, shall we? Or let's put it somewhere, just in case.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Okay, so that's now going to be gathering oxygen, just in case I need it for something. And oh yeah, we're out of polymers, which is why we're having to wait for the ship at this point. It's almost like an Amazon delivery. It'll be there at some point, and then some guy will bang on your door like there's a fire or an explosion or something. Can I? Yeah. Right, maintenance would be yeah. An idea, actually. Yeah. It was starting to look a little bit, well, like that. That might be an idea to maintain that one as well. Everything needs maintenance, really. That one's not too bad.
Resources are low.
We'll put it in here. So this was basically a supply drop of anything that was useful. Some metals, some machine, yeah, it was electronics, metals, food, and polymers. And then I can get some people in. That'll be my next rocket, which will be any moment now.
Sector scanned. Anomaly found.
Leaf crops. think what you can do. Optimal harvest, aid, optimal harvest. Low yield, but grows very fast. Well, everyone is going to be a vegan. Right, I am now going to attempt, because what could possibly go wrong, I'm going to get a passenger rocket. Age group, I don't want children. I'll take anyone. Yeah, I'll just take anyone at this point. Back. Yeah, this is the point where you can basically trim out the fat, but later on you're going to have to take people with other conditions, put it that way. Back through that. So matching colonists down to 47. So that's perks. Anybody who's a workaholic, totally. Anyone who's fit. Yeah. Enthusiast. Yeah, that'll be alright. Quirks. I especially want vegans. I don't want tourists. Doesn't work, leaves at first opportunity. So that's basically if you want tourists coming to your place, but at the moment I want vegans. I want many vegans, because you're going to have to be happy to eat leaves coming to my place. So yeah, let's see what we get. So now we get just a random assortment of, well, not random, we get a group of people who are specifically designed for the characteristics that I've set up. And you know, like the vegans, they're going to have to be happy eating leaves and basically starving themselves to death, whilst being forced to work long hours down in the mines. That's, yeah, I think that's a good place for vegans. And you may think I'm unduly harsh on vegans. I once had a vegan pizza. Not an experience I want to ever have again. Because obviously you're not allowed any cheese on there, so it's just sort of a vegan base with a vegan tomato paste on top, and then a pile of vegan leaves. I don't know, it's just not very interesting. Okay, right. This yeah, has been contaminating everything. It's alright though. Interesting thing about this is, so we've got our first shift, which is free work slot. Oh yeah, we've got our first shift, which is just normal. Second work shift, which is just, you know, again, normal really. Night shift, people start to lose sanity if they work during the night. Especially down in the mines, in the creepy mines. Plus, you know, hunger and all that will probably cause some kind of insanity. So, yeah, my Mars mission is off to a good start, I think. And refueling. Ooh, actually, I have a free drop there, and let's send the RC Explorer down here to do that anomaly. And now let's just wait for our ship. Our ship's almost here. Just make sure we've cleared the landing site. Excellent. And we have people. Actual people. Now the deal is that, yeah, at this point, so next 10 souls, so we've got 10 souls to survive. We cannot ship in new colonists until we can basically prove to the people that that everything's fine, basically. This is the point where, yeah, where for some reason my water is shut down. Why? I mean, an alternative thing that I can do with that is quite simply to lay a long pipe somewhere. Hold on. Let's have it go this way, and then this way and that way. I don't know. Why is that? Oh, because the total demand is now more than... Right. Well, that will be fixed in a second, because my water extractor makes 2. And yeah, we're still gathering water, that's fine. Okay. New techs are apparently available for research. Right, so we've got our vegans making food. We've also got our vegans down in the mines, which is where they should all be. I'm going to put this into normal mode for a second. We've also need to check our research. So we've got farms coming. And once I've done farms, I'm going to do that one, the biotech one. Now, my people are probably not going to be particularly happy. There's going to be things that they want. Okay. Workplace unemployed. I've actually got an unemployed residence. Here we go. In which case, I'm going to start. Oh no, I want to. Can I have a second shift? Oh, right. I can't have a second shift on this. No, I must be able to. Well, it's not letting me have a second shift on that one for some reason. Oh, here we go. Yeah, so I can. So that one seems to only have one shift. This one I can have multiple shifts, which I totally want because it's going to be rare metals. And rare metals are going to go into storages, rare metals. And I mean, I hope what will be available is the ability to load this one up with material. Put food depot in there so that they can go and get the food out there. Right, I think I'm going to end this video here. I'm going to continue playing this tonight, I think. So I'll be back on Sunday with some more of something. I don't know what yet. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I'll be back Sunday. And so yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. And with that, I would say thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.